See, for me, because I've been thinking about all this for a long, long time. See, and if our countries can't do this, then we will stay so behind. Because basically, I believe in the UK now, close to 18 years. If I want anything, it's relatively very easy to get. Okay.
Yes.
And the process of digitization and digitalize I'm struggling now.
Got you.
Now
Yeah.
helps you creating the process to get you those information.
That's correct.
Okay. Now,
Process and workflow.
yeah. So there are definitely benefits.
Yeah.
Okay.
To
But
both parties, because it's actually a value exchange.
yeah,
To
of course,
the organization and to the
no benefits will arrive without value exchange. Okay,
That's correct.
so that's done. Now, there are benefits, but are they risks? Okay, so get us through the mindset of all the benefits, okay, that I can easily articulate, and any risk that may occur, or that any company or enterprise that want to digitalize needs to be aware of.
Yeah. There's something funny about this question. Just the other day, I had a very interesting conversation with myself.
Okay.
I think I got an alert for a password change from one of my workflow, I don't want to name the company name, one of the workflow tools that I use. And I said to myself, I did not request for this password change, right? That means somebody has taken upon themselves to try to access my account. And, the email came to me and I looked at it, and the only thing you can do with those things, either put it away in a file or delete it.
Yeah.
And after having that thought, the next thought that happened to me was, wow, when I had all my files on my machine, I didn't have this worry, Everything was on my machine. Now all my files are somewhere else. I mean, they're on my machine and also on the cloud.
Yeah.
Right. But because it's now on the cloud, you now have a worry of things that are far away from you. And if somebody hacks them, they now have access to your information. So that's a risk.
Yes.
Right. What is the benefit of that? I can be sitting in the middle of the ocean and it has happened. And somebody will say, do you have this file? And I will say, yes, I do. And I'll just go to the cloud and I'll pull that file down and I'll send them that file. That is a benefit, and
benefit.
That is
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So like in any technologies or any technology strategies will tell you, there's always a versus. There's a privacy versus accessibility. There's this risk of hacking versus your own easy access to your own data. These things always happen. You balance it out, you constantly balance, and the idea is to find the right balance. Any product that makes the customer happy and the customer finds themselves using has found the right balance between a number of these things. That makes that product worth using. Is there a benefit to using the cloud, a personal cloud? Yes. Is there a benefit using a business cloud? 100%. I remember when COVID happened and the first lockdowns happened, I had a number of clients come to me thanking us because we had just recently started in our company. We kind of moved ourselves into helping customers that we built infrastructure for at DBH to now help them build, their cloud, their workflow and cloud infrastructure. And it just so happened that at that point, we did a whole bunch of them just right before COVID.
Wow.
Right? So I now started getting calls from them saying, thank you. Because, the conversation we were having before that was, how do we get the organization to use it? Some of them were very big banks, some of them were very small organizations. There's okay, we moved to this thing, people are not used to it. How do we get them to ensure they save their files to the cloud? How do we make sure that they are messaging not on this one app, but they are messaging on the one that the company has? So we're having different talks on strategy, and that's what we kind of were when COVID happened. And of course, COVID forced everybody
to stay home.
Right? But if they had not done the cutover and the rollover, they would have found themselves in a very bad position. So that's a massive benefit, right? So there's benefits to technology and there's always going to be risk.
Yeah.
It's a question of and there's going to be inconveniences, but it's a question of what's the balance? What is it giving you value for your business? Is it giving you value for your personal life? Is it making things easy? Sometimes people say, this access you are giving to yourself, are you okay with that? I say, what do I have to hide? But I enjoy the benefits of it. There's nothing to hide. So I'm not nobody's looking for me. So I'm happy to put this data there because that's how you also have to think as a company.
Yeah.
Certain company that have, very intrinsic data, they create their own infrastructure
security,
to provide
yes.
the same service. Even myself, when cloud first came out, I built my own cloud. I had a cloud in my house. After a while, it didn't make sense again. The maintenance, the keeping up. I said, I beg, if you use this cloud with iPhone or with Samsung, it's Google. Workflow with Google, co-working spaces with Google. All these things are fantastic when you're trying to write a document with a group of people. You can't provide that on your own cloud in your house. So people go through the process. But yes, there's risk. These risks are known. There are people out there who are just their business is to get into your property the same way they would have if it was your physical house.
Yeah.
The same way they have tried to nick your phone if you're walking in the public. Is the same way they try to access where you store your data. So you just have to take all the precautions. And they get smarter and smarter. Just recently I told somebody that the people who are trying to hack, they're beginning to get into an individual design. Like, oh, this guy likes football. I'm going to use football to hack him. You will not get a mail that says Man U wants to talk to you.
Yes.
That's the level it's at, so you have to be diligent, but the benefits are worth it.